The project I'm working on now is a Charizard. So this Charizard comes in 8 pieces. So there's the head, 2 arms, 2 wings obviously, a body, a tail, and 2 legs. So I'm really kind of excited about this model. After I printed it, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good size, and it's posable on how I want to put it together. So the tools I've got is a pair of needle nose pliers, a pair of cutters, a pick, and a razor blade. I'm not sure what I'm going to need as I take off the extra plastic and I clean up the pieces. So let's get started. Start with a leg and see what I can come up with. Hey, kitty cat, you can't do that. So my cat wants to help. She wants to take on and play with the razor blade, and that's never a good thing for a cat. All right. So there's the first foot, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. Looks like it printed off pretty well. The toes look good. There isn't a lot of contour lines on it, so it looks pretty good. So set that right up over there, and we'll do the other foot. No, my cat wants to help out so bad. She's going after one of the feet. She wants to play. She always wants to play. All right, so we've just about got the other foot cleared out. I need the pick. There is some plastic in the hole there. We got that out. So again, the claws look good. Doesn't look like there's any real contour lines. Maybe a little bit on the top there. So they both look pretty good right now. All right, next is the tail. This should come apart pretty easy. All right. So we'll get it out of the attachment points. All right, so this has got a lot of print stuff on the bottom here that I'll have to clean up. A little bit on the flame that I'll have to clean up, but that's what the liquid plastic will do. That in a file, and I should get it all looking pretty good. That's probably the biggest issue with it. There is some contour lines on the top. Again, I guess between a file and the liquid plastic, I should be able to get that all cleaned up. All right, let's go to the body next. All right, so we've got quite a bit of extra plastic on it, here and there. Looks like we got them. There, we got it all off. So again, on the bottom, there's quite a bit of unclear printing, however you want to call that. Again, with the liquid plastic and file and stuff, I should be able to get that all smoothed out and looking good. So you can see the contact points. There's a little bit of contouring here on the top. The contact point for the head, the wings, the arms, the legs, and the tail. So the tail would go on something like that. So obviously I'm going to have to work on getting it to fit. so that's the body. So let's do the head next. See what we come up with on the head. All right, so we got the base off. Get all the supports off next. That's going to be the tough part here. Use the needle nose. Alright, so what do we got here? Take my glasses off. So we got a little bit of roughness around the chin and the upper jaw, but the tongue looks good. A little bit of cleanup on that. That's what we got the pick for. Some plastic out of there. There we go. And it looks pretty good. Looks like there's a couple teeth there. It looks pretty good. I'm happy with the way it looks. Like I said, there's a little bit of touch up I have to do on the chin, as you can see. But it's looking pretty good. So that would go on like so. All right. So let's do the hands. These are probably what I'm concerned about the most because of the claws. I seem to have a hard time printing claws, but these look really good. Now, again, there's a lot of roughness on the back side, but I'm pretty sure I get that cleaned up. There's a little bit of contouring on this side too, but the claws themselves look good. So again, between the liquid plastic and a file, I think we get that all smoothed out and looking good. So that's one claw. So let me see if I get the other one off. Yeah, there we go. So again, it's the same problems, same issues I had with the other one. There's a little bit of roughness on the underside and a little bit of contouring on the top. The claws themselves look solid, look good. So I'm really happy with that. So, lastly, the wings. So on the wings, you can see quite a bit of contouring, which is what I expected. They're big, relatively thin pieces and stuff, but I put in a lot of supports in that. So, okay, again, there's a lot of roughness on the back. I think we could get that all straightened out. There's a rib right here that we're going to have to make sure that we don't lose. All right. So the liquid plastic should help these out quite a bit. Now it looks like I'm going to have quite a bit of work getting these wings to look good, but I think in the end it'll all pay off because I think once I get this all ready for assembly, this is going to look really sharp. All right, the last wing is what we've got. Again, I've got that roughness on the back side, and there's a rib there that we need to keep in. There's contour lines on this one, but not nearly as much as that one, and I'm sure that has to do with the shape. All right, these will go like this. Look at that. They're going to go like that. Yep. Like that and like that. So, okay. So, overall, I'm pretty happy This is a PLA printer that I printed it on, so it doesn't give you the details that a resin printer would. Excuse me. But I'm really happy with the results. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is getting all the pieces cleaned up, making it look good, getting it, and then I will spray paint with a primer, a black primer, and get it all looking good and getting it ready to be painted. I think I'm going to paint these pieces individually. And the last thing I'm going to do is assemble. And then I'm going to have to use the liquid plastic to get around the gaps on the individual pieces. I think that's going to be the plan. I'm going to have to kind of see how this works over time and stuff. So, so that's my thought. So that's the Charizard. Again, I'm really excited to see how this all turns out. I'm happy I was able to find a Charizard with multiple pieces because of the intricacies of this model. I needed to find one that was in more than one piece. Now, when I print, I try to add as many supports as I can. And how I determine if I have enough supports is that I add my supports, I change my view to the top, and if I see an outline around the piece of the supports, then I feel I have enough supports. So the next thing will be prepping the pieces. All right, so I want to explain how I get these pieces ready for painting after they've been printed. So after they come out of printing and I remove all the supports, there are several rough areas on a piece. All right, so I take Vallejo's plastic putty and I liberally spread it on all the rough areas. All right. And then after it's dried, I have a set of different files and sandpaper that I use to smooth them out. So I've got 80 grit sandpaper for aggressive amount of for removing large amounts of rough areas. I've got 220 grit sandpaper for the final smoothing. And then I've got several files that I was able to get at Harbor Freight, and they're all different shapes. So there's a flat file, there's a round file, there's all sorts of different shapes. So I take the time and I smooth it out after it's dried, like I have with these two. All right, and after it's been smoothed out, I attach it to a post to hold it while I spray paint it. Now this is the tail that I did, and if you remember from the removing the supports, it was very rough here on the back side. So I put on some plastic putty, smoothed it out, spray painted it, and then reevaluated it. And as you can see, there are several rough spots that I've added or done additional sanding to. I will then again spray paint it, and I think by that time it should be ready for the adding of color. Now I spray paint as a primer black, so I'll spray paint everything in black primer. All right, so I'll attach that post to the leg, take it downstairs where I do my spray painting, and spray paint it. Come back upstairs, reevaluate it, smooth out the rough spots, and then it should be ready to add color. All right, I want to bring you up to date on some different projects. So I haven't done a video lately on the Charizard that I'm making. So it's all been glued together, and I've filled in all the lines and as many of the imperfections as I can. And so now it's just ready to be spray painted orange. I put the post on it so I could hold it while I spray paint it and rotate it around. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. So I'm getting excited for painting it. So one of the things I wanted to do was put a card holder for a Charizard card. So I went on the site I use and I found this card holder that has all three of the different iterations of Charizard on it and printed it out. It turned out pretty good. The biggest problem I have is the base that it's attached to when I print it was really hard to get off. So there's some cleaning up of the edges I need to do. But otherwise, I think it looks pretty cool. So the card will go in right here. And so I could put this, this Charizard comes with a base. I could put it in the base and put it like this, and then, you know, with the card next to it. And it should look really cool looking and stuff. My cat is being weird. She's all being hyper. And she's chasing things, imaginary things, I think. So you could kind of see her over there. And stuff, being a big ferocious cat. So that's where I'm at right now. I should start painting, and hopefully in the next week or so I'll have it all painted and done. So thank you. All right, so I've finally got the orange all done, the model touched up, and so I'm ready to start the secondary colors. So the secondary colors I'm going to need are, where are they? So white, red, yellow, black, and this teal color for the wings. I think that should do it all. All right, so get my brush out that I want to use. Bring the whole set over. I'm going to work on the wings, and that's the teal color. And I think it's going to take several coats and time, so let's start with the biggest area. Get my palette out ready to go. Have my brush for. I've done a little bit of white already and stuff. As you can see, I have my helper cat already and making sure that I do things right. So let me see. Let me put a little bit of the teal out on the pad. All right. Get my brush nice and wet. All right. So there's a lot of space I need to cover with this teal. And I'm sure it's going to take me several coats to do this. thrilled with the coverage I'm getting, but I guess that's going to have to do for the first coat. So I bored my cat. She's jumped down. She's going to try to find some other things to get in trouble with. But so I basically get the outline that I want, and then the other coats for better coverage. I hope that's the way it works out. There we go. So that's the outside. Now the more difficult part is the inside. All right, so I don't know what to think about the coverage. It's obviously not what I expect, but it must be, I suspect, because of what the spray paint I used for the orange. Um, so it doesn't allow it to stick very well. So we'll just see if I could rectify that problem with the amount of coats I put on it. So this is the first coat, obviously, and we'll go from there. Um, if you like what I'm doing and you're a beginner like I am, like and subscribe, like everybody says, because I'll be doing. I've got a Umbreon and an Absol in the wings. That'll be the next one I'll be working on, and they're already printed out. So the Umbreon is much farther along than the Absol, and we'll go from there. Thanks. All right, so the Charizard that I'm making came with a base. So this is the base. I spray painted it a dark green, and I thought I'd jazz it up a little bit. So I ordered a set from Army Painters to make a base with some grass and some stuff in it. It's just liven it up. So this is the kit. It comes with artificial rocks, sand, snow. They call this swamp grass, normal grass, and then these little things are bushes. It also comes with the glue. So I thought I'd liven this base up. Now, the base has Charizard in it, and I'll highlight that with a different color later. But I thought I'd start with putting some texture on the base to make it more like a diorama. So my understanding is, and the YouTubes that I've watched, is you apply the glue, and you spread it out some. Now my thought was that I would make it kind of like a battle arena, since Pokemons battle each other. So I thought I'd make it kind of like a circle. So I've got the glue spread out to where I want it, making sure it goes to the edge so it covers up what it needs to cover up. And then you sprinkle. And I'm going to use just the normal grass, so that would be this one. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on the area right now that has the glue in it. Of course, they come with little bags that require fingernails to open, and that's something I've never got a lot of. All right, so Here's the thing, we'll sprinkle it on. See what we come up with. Now we're going to put it on really thick, and then it will, and then all the excess or extra will fall off once I'll let it set for a bit, and then I'll shake off the extra to use on something else later. So this will be the grass outside the arena. As you can see, my cat is back. His curiosity. Get down. You don't need to be up there, Miss Nosy. She's gonna try to find something to play with, which is what she always does. All right, so we're gonna leave that on there, kind of press it in so we got good coverage. And I got better coverage out of that than I thought. And I assume a lot of, well, I assume, since I've never done this before, I assume a lot of it's gonna shake off once it starts to dry a little bit. After that, I might add some rocks to it. I'll definitely do the gravel on this inner portion once I get the excess grass off. So I'm gonna leave it like that for now, and then let it dry. And then we'll work on the next of it. So far on my Charizard, I've gotten several coats of the teal on the wings. I need to get a little orange to touch up some spots on the veins on the wings, and a couple other really small details I need to touch up. I just about have this done then. I want to work a little bit on this tail to make it a little bit more like fire. Kind of like it now, but I want to maybe see if I could make it any better. So that's where we're at. Like and subscribe. Not sure what I'm going to do. Hopefully by the end of this week I'll have this done. Thanks. All right, so I've got it done. I don't know how long it took me. I didn't really keep track. But I've got the Charizard done. It's got the sealant on it. It's a matte finish. I put a sealant on the base. I got the base all done. And I got the card holder there. So what are my final thoughts? I really enjoyed doing this. It was a pretty complicated one to start with because it had so many pieces that had to be glued together in that. So that took a lot of work that I wasn't anticipating. And then I decided to do something with the base to make it more like a diorama. So I added stones and bushes and stuff, as you can see. 2 different textures. I did the card holder because I found this online, so I get 3D printed, and that. So I thought that would be kind of cool to put with it. So overall, I'm very happy with it, and I look forward to the next one I've got to do. So a couple other thoughts. So I have a Ender 3V or 3E3V filament printer. That's what I printed this with, both of these. And then I use Vallejo paints and some tester paints. I got a couple paintbrush sets, and that I'll try to include links to what I used in the description. And that, what else? Just some regular spray paint that I picked up at the local Menards. And the sealer I think I got at an arts and crafts store. So that's it. I like it. I'm pretty happy. Hopefully the person I made it for will be happy. Again, it's for his son's birthday, so I think this should be a big surprise. I hope. Who can say with a young man? So that's it. Thank you, and I'll be doing more in the future. I think the next one I'm going to do is finish up on my Oberon, and then after that I've got an Absol that I've made. I've also had a request for a Squirtle, so who knows which one I'm going to do after the Umbreon. Thank you. Like and subscribe.